So just to break the ice, Menzi, I mean, you always play villains. You always play villainous characters when you do your shows and so on. Is that by choice? How did that come about?
To tell the truth, I don't know. Always when there's a part which needs a villain, they always say Menzi Ngubane. I don't know. Maybe I played so well. Maybe
parents put a lot of pressure on us to have certain careers. You become a lawyer, become a doctor, become a this, and here you are. You're an actor. You're also in the creative space. How did you break that to your parents, and how supportive were they, Menzi?
Actually, for me, I wanted to be a lawyer.
Mm-hmm. You see, one of those careers.
I was so passionate about being a lawyer. When I look at those guys wearing those black gowns,
and that white,
I wanted to be a lawyer. I remember there was this day, I was telling my mother, and I was like, hey, may her soul rest in peace. I said, Mom, I want one day to wear that black gown and see myself in court.
Point of order.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And my mother just sat there and looked at me. I said, Mom, you are fooling you. And my mom said, the things that I know, my boy, you won't become a lawyer. And I said, why? She said, because we don't have the money for you to go and study. And I said, oops. So what am I going to do? She said, there's something you can do. I said, what, Mom? She said, you are a born actor.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, no, I won't be doing that. Man. I don't want to be an actor, because being an actor, for me, it painted some picture that being an actor, it's something else. And she said, let me tell you something, my son. If you do take acting as your career, you won't end up only in South Africa. But the whole world will know about you.
What a blessing. What a prophecy.
Wow. And I said to myself, okay, let me try this, because I don't know, maybe my mother is right. Let me try this. I remember I went to an audition. I went there with a friend. And we were sitting there, and then he took a form and signed the form and filled up the form and what. I was sitting there, and this guy came out. He said, aren't you filling the form? I said, no. I'm just accompanying my friend. He said, no, try it. I said, no. And then this guy was I think was the assistant director. He came out and said, aren't you auditioning? I said, no, I'm not. I'm just accompanying. I said, no, just try it. I said, you think so? I said, just try it. I said, okay, give me a form. They gave me a form. I filled up the form, and then I went inside, and they gave me a script. I heard it once, and they said, can we give you another scene? I said, fine. They gave me another scene. I heard it, and the director said, wow. Can you wait for us outside? And I said, okay. I waited outside, and they called me. They said, here's the 13th episode. We've got the guy that we wanted.
Wow.
And then at that moment, I remember what my mother said.
When something is meant to be, it'll be.
Yep.
That's amazing.
So the rest is history.
Here we are.
Here we are. Somehow, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Even today, I'm trying to figure out what happened. I remember I was sleeping, and then when I woke up, I saw that I was in the car.
Oh, man.
And I was like, I'm in a car, and I was sleeping. Why I'm in the car now? And then I looked, and I see in front, that's my wife who's driving. And I looked on the side, and so that's my mother-in-law. I said, what's going on here? And they're driving. I could see that the car is going to Charlotte Maxeke Hospital.
But you had no idea why.
Doc, no idea. And then I was like, why are we going to the hospital? And they just kept quiet, because they didn't know. All of a Sunday, I'm just asking that question, why are we going to Charlotte Maxeke? But I said, okay, fine, we're going there. And we went there. When we got there, and then they told the doctor, they said he was hallucinating in the morning. We didn't even hear what he was saying. And my wife was so hysterical because I was talking about other things. I took out the cards. I was like, this is a card, baby. There's money here. You won't suffer. There's what. I see my mother is passed on. And I said, I see my mother. He's standing there. And I'm going there. There was all this drama. And they were all shocked what was going on, because at that moment, I didn't know what was going on. So the doctor said, no, I think maybe his sugar was down.
Yeah, exactly.
They said, okay, let him relax.
So you had a hypoglycemic episode when the sugar just drops rapidly.
Yes, it went boom.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, and they did the test, the
Ufaka
blood pressure,
ama-drip,
and all that,
everything.
and I was sitting there, and I kept asking myself, what happened?
Yeah.
You know, I remember when I spoke to the doctor afterwards, the way they see now that I'm okay, I'm normal, and the doctor said, how much dosage do you take? And then I said, I was told about 30 during the day and 20 at night.
So, yeah.
And then he said, that's too much.
And this is not
Too much.
insulin. This is injectable insulin.
Yes, insulin. Insulin. Said, no. He said to me, can you take 24 and 14 and let's see. Since I did that,
You're fine.
I'm me.
And that's it. It's trial and error. But as Hauser says, you get on sets, the food is laid out, and none of it is anything that you can eat. How are sets accommodating, your condition? Because they have to.
It's like I'm praising my family, but I have to, especially my gorgeous wife. She's a pillar of my strength, because at work there's so many things that you can eat, and I know.
Net dessert corner. Oh, there was ice cream and custard.
Everything is there, but she's the one who prepares the meal for Miss Captain for tomorrow when I go to work. Starting from the muesli, coming from the sandwich, coming from the meal at lunchtime, and all. She prepares all that for me, and she's the greatest gift from God. I say big up to her, and always she knows, she makes it a point, and she always is watching what I do in everything.
And what you eat. Exactly.
She's watching. Said no baby, not that, no don't. Sometimes like, oh, why am I having this? Because sometimes
of course, I mean the food is there. And that kancane is the problem.
Yeah, that kancane is the problem.
The discipline to eat. I think the biggest discipline for diabetics is to eat properly, and it must be the hardest thing. I mean, there's Cindy eating her custard, and you must watch me eating my custard. It's so difficult.
I tell you. So that's why I'm saying, big up to my family. So
you're getting yama in this cafe.
I tell you, and it's cooked very well, and it's clean. That's the thing, because emsebenzini kukhona yonke into. There's lamb stew, there's mash, there's rice, there's pap, there's everything. But I know me, just warm up my captain, and I have my meal.
And in all the talks that you guys have been giving, is it easier for men to come and say to you, oh, by the way, thank you so much for giving that talk. You encouraging me. I'm living with diabetes. I'm more open about it. Have you found that you're helping men especially, take better care of themselves?
Let's start from my talk, because me being diagnosed with diabetes, it started with me being diagnosed with kidney failure.
Yeah.
Because from kidney failure, and then it led to being diabetic. So when you start talking to people about the kidney failure and start coming now about diabetics, someday they just hold on, what are you talking about? And I said, I'm not even scared to talk about it, because it's in me, and I understand it, and I understand everything that's happening.
You want to make a difference.
I want you to be aware of it. That's why I took it upon myself that I want to do a campaign where I talk to men about going and do the test and go and do, because sometimes we guys, we like, your test done, why finding your test? And with women it's easy, because women constantly they're testing, but with guys it's like, your test done, and I want us men to come together and let's talk as men. Ukuthi gents asikhulumeni bafethu. Ake sambe nathi siyo tester and uzithole ukuthi wena kwenzakalani, because as you say, some they are living with diabetic but they don't know. When it hits you, you are not even aware that you are diabetic or even a kidney failure. Because when it hits, it just hits you and goes like zoop,
and it's
done. You're gone. Like even this the latest one, this guy who came second with Idols. He was on stage performing, and then same thing.
I really appreciate having you here. And thank you, Hausa Museze, and thank you, Menzi Ngubane.
No, thank you, Doc. And seeing my dog next to me, Hausa.